Silly
Birds.
The control button became active again.
What? Are these what kind of birds? These are. Oh.
Stanley.
And now for our feature presentation.
Hey everyone, Migs here, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now, as we've already discovered in the recent playthroughs of this game, there aren't exactly new pathways that were added. They are the same pathways as the original, only this time you have the bucket, which of course would include a new ending, quote unquote. It is actually somewhat the same endings as the original game, only this time there's a bucket involved. This is not to say that this is a bad experience. I mean, I still think that the new content here is very hilarious. I guess I was just hoping for more, much like in the first episode of Ultra Deluxe, where we found that new content door. I was really hoping that we'd find new pathways such as that, but alas, we are just repeating the same footsteps as before. But, you know, there might be something new here. There might be something more. So let's not waste another minute and let's get to it. All right, so we're back at the black screen, in which I'm guessing is the narrator asking us about the time again. And its response is, does anyone really truly know what is time? Time is relative. Yes? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. Well, that's a little dark. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Oh, so this is not the narrator. I mean, obviously, this is something else. This is a new entity. Sure, I've adjusted all of the game settings to your exact specification, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. Oh, there's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I do. It's 4:33 p.m. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. Well, I mean, that's pretty obvious. It hasn't done anything in the past few episodes. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Oh, just goodbye, and we don't know anything about each other. I mean, I was hoping that we'd find time, but yeah, whatever. Video games were meant to be played alone. That is a lie. I mean, sure, there are games that are meant to be played alone, but there are plenty of games, obviously, that you can play with buddies, strangers, and whatnot. You like being alone, don't you? It depends. Right now, I feel totally fine being alone. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There is still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. Okay, so whoever this is still coming back. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. That's a little creepy, right? If you could find... I don't know. That might be a bait. It might actually be nothing. You know, as we've already learned, this game is very unpredictable. The narrator's unreliable. Who knows? It's really just experiencing it and seeing what you can get out of it. So here we are, you guys. Let's get to it. There are a couple things that I want to try out here. There are, of course, not new pathways, but they will probably be new endings. So let's get to it.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, I think we're heading towards the right way. For the ending that I want to unlock with a bucket, which is going to be the system control room. We've played around with that ending before,
downward, plummeting towards
which
an unknown
I think
fate.
only led to one
It would be all Stanley could do to keep
inevitable
himself together,
fate.
if not for the bucket.
But
Soothing
maybe.
him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Maybe with our bucket, we could actually solve this whole system control
Stanley and
thing, the
bucket
mind
walked
control
straight ahead
facility.
through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
We're doing it, guys. Okay. Oh, wait. I could climb this now? Can I drop down? Ha!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
It's a comfy bucket.
What to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so
Yeah, I can't even.
eventually
I'm
they
trying to look
decided that
around.
the
It's
best
nothing
thing
but
to
darkness.
do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
What?
It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time
Hey!
had gone by,
Look
they
at that.
installed a few shelves as well.
How did
and
we
a
get
sort
all
of
this stuff?
Kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Oh, can we?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully
I can't get
explore
out-
what was up there.
out of it.
Never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Oh.
It unsettled the bucket.
Oh no.
Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but
This is
no
such
avail.
a toxic
All
relationship.
Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path.
Right.
It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
Yes.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually.
Oh, that's
It's what the
trippy.
bucket was counting on.
Wow.
The two of them waited for a very long time.
The creation of an ending. Oh, and that was it. Okay, so we're gonna actually take that route again, and this time have the bucket with us, of
All
course,
his co-workers were gone.
but
What could it mean?
actually go through the
Stanley
mind control
decided to go to the
facility
meeting
and
room.
all that
Perhaps he
jazz. Okay. It's time we just stay on track.
The lights rose on an enormous room
Yes.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered. to
Remember, this is
themselves.
nothing new, not yet. We've seen this before. We've seen all the TVs turn on, and it's Stanley's life within this office.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
I was wondering if the bucket is going to be found
Bucket
in
had
one of
never
these.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly
cameras.
burst into tears as Stanley
I don't see it,
cradled
though.
gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
What's that one up there? You see that one? Wait, are the numbers? Are they room numbers? So 2, 3, 4. Let's make a note of that. If we find 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! There's so many other rooms though. Hold on one second here, you guys. I might be onto something. Fired. 601 was fired. These are employee numbers. Well, it's going to be also the same number as the office doors, right?
Was
I
the
could be
bucket
wrong.
under the mind control facility's influence as well?
104.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Yes. Let's find the answers
No!
together.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
Never.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Of course. This bucket's my friend. Bucket is the only thing that I can trust. Okay, and this is where I think we die.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink
These are two different endings
Stanley
here.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I don't know. I wish I could actually take a poll or ask you guys in person, like, which one would you want to try out first. Let's go ahead and just shut it down. Yeah, go out with a bang. That was quite the bang.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy.
Yes.
Freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere...
This is not the
moments
true
away.
ending, by the way.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Bucket wanted to
Both
roller
of them
skate.
wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Wait, what?
What? Wait. What was happening?
The door stopped.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
This is different.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh. Oh my
Even the
god.
facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket. Needed the
It changed the
soothing warmth
ending.
of the bucket. Will go to any lengths. not to
No,
part with the
but
bucket.
my future with Bucket.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a
Don't
precious
close
bucket
up on
in his
me.
arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I
Stanley
guess.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? About to find out what? I'm sorry, in the last episode, I've been a little concerned and a little on edge since the last episode where we discovered some evil entity that's lurking these halls or lurking throughout the story. I can't remember the name of it. Gonorrhea or something.
Gone.
In case you're wondering what we're doing right now, we're going to be repeating the same ending, only this time we're turning on the power, which I believe makes the facility blow up. Only this time, of course, we have Bucket.
Coming to
So
a staircase, Stanley and
it's
the
all
bucket
about
walked
discovering
upstairs to
all the new
boss's
possibilities.
office.
Am I right, guys?
Stanley decided that this machinery would... But at the last second,
Yes.
the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Wait, why are the...
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
Lights are off.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
This is different.
Birds. Silly
Birds.
The control buttons became active again.
What? Are these what kind of birds? These are... Oh.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility
birds.
at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Really?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands.
So many
the one who
silly
had pointed
birds.
him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
I'm totally
through
fine with
live
that.
streams
This is
of
a
the
cool ending.
silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
That's all of them. That's all the birds. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that, actually. I like birds. Okay, so that's going to be the end of that mind control facility, the options over there. I think we have time for one more ending. It's going to be a route, of course, that we've repeated before.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
What's that?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's raining. I don't think I've heard rain before. That's interesting. Okay, so we tried to do this ending last time, or we did do this ending last video, I think. But this time, we're actually going to unplug the phone, which I've done before in the original game, only this time, we're doing it with Bucket.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
pick up the phone, and it will take us back home.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I did.
Hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because I could.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking.
That wasn't Bucket
Obviously,
tongue.
the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Wait. Have I seen this video before?
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit,
Sure.
with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
What?
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
For 18 seconds,
When the joke
you have
has
a bathroom
concluded,
break?
it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm Dunny
now.
with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. Am I supposed to say it
Good.
out loud? Oh.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence.
What the hell are
and
those?
very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them.
Oh my God!
Speed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Is that in any relation to the entity that we
Hey, goodness, this video is
encountered
a
in
little
the last
outdated,
video?
isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Wait.
Come along, let's head back.
Wait, is he gonna be funnier now? Okay, here we go. You want us to go to the right? Here we go, funny man. Oh, well, I don't like that.
What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately
It's already
after
unplugged.
the two-doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm
No,
nothing.
you're not the.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling.
You are
monk.
the narrator. That is
think-
all you'll ever be.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
You better not let me watch it again.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh,
Stanley,
this is
you
true
love
ending.
the bucket so much it's like you. It's
This is
as
the
though
true
all
ending.
of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Yay!
Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket?
That's funny.
Stanley, this
It's
bucket
different,
is
obviously.
mental. I think I saw it playing guitar.
But somewhat similar.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
No, that's an ending. That's an ending, yes? Okay, it is. And there you guys have it. That is the end of today's episode of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which leaves us, unfortunately, with one more episode of this game. Now, it's going to be a pretty big episode. There's going to be some new stuff, some things that I've never actually experienced in the original game, if that's not even a hint right there for you. But there's going to be some new things that we're going to discover, and we're going to go out with a bang, you guys. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to smash that like. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, as well as ring the bell so that you are notified for the next video. And that's going to be it for today. I want to thank you so much again for watching. My name is MigsXL, and I will see you in the next video.